Hi, welcome everyone to this special recording for the Level 1 Coaching and Youth MMA course conducted by IMMAF. I am here with Mr. Andrey Moshanov, the IMMAF Director of Development, who's coming in to let us know what the course is all about. Thank you, Andrew, for coming in early in the morning there in the UK. And of course, with this COVID-19, well, it's not a pandemic at the moment, but everyone obviously is keeping themselves indoors and healthy as well. So thank you for speaking to us. First and foremost, we've already had a couple of questions. Of course, we were slating to do the course in Kuala Lumpur on the 6th and 7th of June, 2020, and another leg in Kuching the weekend after on the 13th and 14th of June. I've got a few questions for you. We'll get straight to the point. First question was, what's the minimum requirement for participants for this course?
All right, good evening, everybody. Good to be back. Good to be talking again to everybody. Yeah, we are very unfortunate with all these recent things happening globally, but I'm sure we will overcome it. Right, so going back to the point of minimum requirements for the coaches. There is no as such. All we want to bring as many coaches on board as possible, capable of delivering, promoting, developing their sport. And therefore, we should say the minimum requirement is a coach who's been in this business, let's say, at least for a year. Because, as you know, that's a level 1 coaching, which very much tailored around the necessity of having that competence in delivering good quality training sessions, safe and beneficial for the athletes. So therefore, let's say the coach is at least who has been at least 1 year in a coaching, familiar with the syllabus, of course, with the technical stuff, which they will be required to deliver to teach their children. So that's where we are. Okay.
Is the course for 2 full days, or are there 2 waves of qualification, i.e. one on each day?
Now that will be designed specially for youth MMA coach, which includes the full level 1 course with few modules, particularly designed to address the matter of youth development. So these 2 days will be dedicated course, but the coaches, successful coaches, at the end of this course will have both qualifications. Level 1, allowing them to work with adults, obviously in all clubs, and being able to work with youth as well.
Now, this is quite unique. Is this the first ever youth MMA coaching certification course that's going to be bundled in together with the level 1 coaching certification course for IMMAF?
That's right. That's going to be the first one. And I'm very happy and delighted that Malaysia has volunteered to host it, to be the first, to pioneer that course, if you wish. And I know that we're coming to the right area because Malaysia is strong. There's a lot of coaches. What I'm hearing, what I'm picking up by talking to the members of the board of Malaysian federations and to yourself, Rashid. I think we're doing it in the right place for the first. We're launching it in the right place. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, we're all very excited as well here. How is the format of the actual course for those 2 days?
Right. So we want to make most of the day. I just came from South Africa. We did the second course there. We literally sit. We take advantage of the time given to us. We were there from 9 to 6 in the evening. From 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 in the evening. We could have gone even further, but these guys were very technically well prepared. I know in other countries we could have stood up to 8 o'clock in the evening because people don't want to go home. Once we're there, everybody's there. Let's make most of the time. But if we will speak formally about modules, the modules are designed let's say from 9 definitely to 5, but we always go above. Everybody wants to go extra mile because there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of situations which pop in all of a sudden. Okay, and I love that. There's no restrictions. We stay as long as it needed, as long as it's required, and we delve deeper and deeper in every coaching situations or scenarios or questions. So that's the way it is.
Right, that's going to be quite interesting because there's going to be a lot of questions, especially because it's going to be something very new. Now, of course, you're going to have a lot of people who will be wanting to register, but what the number of participants are we capping it at?
I think 40 is a manageable number, difficult but manageable. So let's make it this way.
All right, so 40 per course then.
Per course, yeah.
So what needs to be prepared for coaches for the Youth MMA coaching certification?
Literally, well, the technical stuff is same as for adults. Because it's a two courses one, let's say. So the guys need to make themselves familiar with the technical IMMAF syllabus, which could be done either via special application. It's free to download and free to browse through the videos through the first 2 levels. So please, guys, make yourself familiar with the technical requirements. Feel free to go on YouTube and make a research, because you may find all these kind of variations or references from other events. There's a lot of resources available, but our official resource is app, plus this website with the pictures. But pictures are static. But recruit all of your imagination and your skills and experience. Right. So that's a literally prerequisite for the course.
Now, of course, within the app, if they have downloaded it, there is the grading system. Now, this is a first for amateur MMA, especially that has been created by IMMAF. Could you explain this grading system, because it's very exciting for us as a whole in MMA?
Right. Okay. So, it's every martial art, all martial arts has this system of advancement and the system of recognition. We need to actually, that's what makes this that feels educational part of our sport. We need to be solid in saying we have educational values in our sport. That's actually a requirement of International Olympic Committee to every and any sport. Guys, what are your educational values? We preserve values: fair play, stay healthy, stay fit, but what are the educational values? And educational values is the ability for a person, for a student, to advance through the sport without going really competitive, because we know we have two strands, two bunches of people. One group is highly competitive, but unfortunately, to the change of the lifestyle and the way the society is developing, we have less and less extremely competitive people and more recreational. So we need to address these guys, and so for them, the ability to progress through the sport is absolute. Again, that's a retention, first of all, and the second is this sport becomes for them comfortable as they start advancing through the grades.
Right.
Not necessarily, as I said, through a competitive pathway.
Now that's interesting, because obviously it's mind-boggling that actually by looking at all the other martial arts systems, we're lucky in the sense that we're young and we're able to learn from the other martial arts as well. And of course, at the end of the day, everyone gains, not just MMA, but the other martial arts as well. Of course, we've got this misconception of, I've asked you this before, misconception of amateur MMA, specifically youth MMA, and professional MMA. Now, look, when we are going to be offering this youth MMA certification course, we have parents who have these worries with, headshots and all that. Could you just explain to the audience what are the differences, and why we should alleviate these kind of fears and misconceptions?
Right. So there's a very distinct line between professionals and amateurs. There's well, in every sport, many sports try to build on top of the amateur, structure something professional, which normally different to the amateur, more hard rules or more, geared towards the television, let's say. But there's an even more distinct line between senior amateurs and youth amateur mixed martial arts, because we apply the technical restrictions and the modified rules. This is again the very important way of phasing the development of youth. You cannot introduce the little kid to the senior full format game. You need to have some adaptations, and that's again the other cornerstone of the youth sport. You gradually introduce them to the full game. You can't start teaching the beginner full game, regardless what is mixed martial arts or even rugby, or yourself, or even hockey. There is always modification, and then through the age bands, gradually introduction of the skills requiring more complexity, more difficulty, more strenuous games. So same in our sport. We very gradually introduce, because we know it's a mixture. We are the mixed martial arts. So let's say there's several techniques, several groups of techniques originating from various martial arts, and we gradually introduce them. We gradually mix them. We add one to another, then the third to the first. But the critical red line stays within 17, 18 years old. Youth, we don't have headshots. We don't have headshots. They make practice it as just a means of development with a punchback, but there is no headshots in the sparring, in the training. So that's really the red borderline. Plus, if we take the leg locks or arm locks, they are gradually introduced from no leg locks up to 14 years old. So we're playing all around with a simple arm lock. As for chokes, the same. We're not choking anybody. We teach the catch. It's only a catch, and we build the position. Again, this is a unique link to the self-defense skills. So that is all built in a safe way, in a safe environment, with a gradual introduction during the youth. Let's say youth for us is everything up to 17, 18 years old, and we have 3 age bands within the youth.
Okay, that's great, because that's something that's going to be very important for not only parents but the coaches to know as well. And I myself am looking forward to that. Of course, everyone will have to register on mynextmatch.com to be able to take part as well. That's one of the prerequisites. The other one obviously is downloading the IMMAF app, because we'll be utilizing that. How does it benefit the coaches, this app, the coaches and the athletes in the long run? You've explained about basically the belts, the grading system within that. But what about beyond that, in terms of their education of Youth MMA? What can we expect in development for the app? I know it's not really your line, but I'm sure you have a lot in terms of the input into the app, because it's very important.
Sure. Well, the app is a product of a 21st century. We are already in the 21st century. So let's take it let's speak from the coach's perspective. This is of your paperwork in your office. You don't need a new office. Now your office is in your pocket. It's in your phone. So that's how convenient it could be. And you start talking this IT technology for the young guys, they're on board immediately. We are delayed or laid back. They are not. They say, "Oh, yeah, we're not." So, and that's a convenience and requirement of the, let's say, 21st century. Everything is in your phone. Unfortunately, we all go online, and we go more and more online. We can't do anything about it. Whether it's good or bad, it's one story, but particularly for us, it's your reference point. It's like a one-off shop in your pocket. You pull out the phone, you go to your app, you can have everything there, starting from, you can check or reference to the techniques, to the videos, and parents can go on the same app which is being downloaded by their child, boy or girl, and see his progress. That's what also makes that tool unique. They can see the child progress. Well, imagine if you have 200 students in your class, and do you want to receive 200 calls and say, how's my Johnny doing? Now, yeah, well, you physically won't be able to do that. But what parents can do, they go on the app and see the progress. It's overall progress and a very specific progress, how they progress in learning and understanding each technique. So they can immediately identify the weak points and start encouraging the children to study more or offering some help. So it's a really effective tool.
Right, thank you. Final one, I guess we do hope we hope all this coronavirus COVID pandemonium ceases by the time you arrive. In terms of your own thoughts moving forward for Asia, how do you see? I mean, as you know, you see how our development in terms of amateur. Maybe you've seen the Asian countries especially in the Southeast Asian countries, in the World Championships. What needs to be done apart from this for us to be able to move forward and try and be on par with the rest of the world?
When it comes to participation in the Asian Open, in international events, in continentals, in the world, that's of course a matter of experience. You cannot jump in cold in such a game of such a level as worlds. You need to build that experience at home. You need to be able to build that experience at home. For this reason, you need to start building at least a strong national calendar. You can't go anywhere without experience, you can't go. Which probably for me is at least a region championship and the national. At least you have more and more, on your record is more fights, more experience. So that's, I would say, the most important. But again, to be able to set up the regional championship or provinces championship, you need to have coaches there. You need to have everybody on board. You need to have everybody looking in the same direction, being on the same page. So that's a massive work ahead of the Malaysian National Federation, but everything is doable. Everything is doable.
Well, thank you very much for that. We know there's a heck of a lot of work to be done, not just internally, but also within the region. And hopefully we'll be able to at least compete. We do have talent. It's just a matter of being able to get more talent out there to the fore and being able to have at least a whole school or even schools of talent and pools of talent to be able to do that. Well, thank you very much, Andrew, for being on here and being able to answer a lot of the questions that the coaches and participants would like to know. We hope to be able to see you in Kuala Lumpur in June, and obviously we'll hopefully be able to join you at the Asian Open in Kazakhstan at the end of that month as well. So let's hope we get more coaches, we get more certified and educated coaches, and we move forward from here. So thank you very much.
Looking forward as well. Thank you.
So for those of you who wish to take part, we will be opening the registration this month. And of course, the registration cost is only 50 USD. And of course, the dates will be in Kuala Lumpur on the 6th and 7th of June and the 13th and 14th of June. Thank you very much. If you have any more questions, do email us at info@masmmaa.org. Thank you. I'm Rashid Salleh, and majulah sukan MMA untuk negara. Bye.